Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another Hammer Productions night. Tonight, I will be reviewing The Blood of Fu Manchu, released in 1968. Directed by Jess Franco, from a screenplay by Peter Welbeck, starring Christopher Lee, Tsai, Maria Rohm, Richard Greene, Howard Marion-Crawford, Francesca II, Gotz George, and Loni von Friedl. Now, this chapter is the first, directed by Jess Franco. And prior to this year of doing this, he had already directed another Sax Rohmer character in The Girl from Rio, which followed the Sax Rohmer character of Sumuru. And true to form with Jess Franco, he took footage from that film and puts it into this so that he can say that his lead in that, Shirley Eaton, appears in this film, which she does not. This was just footage from The Girl from Rio. Classic Jess Franco. Alright, so other than that glaring, weird error that even Shirley Eaton herself didn't realize that he had done till years later. This film, it brings in the talented Richard Greene to fill the role of Nayland Smith. The problem is, this basically takes elements from two other films in this series that did it much better, or at least did it fairly good, with Brides of Fu Manchu, which did the plot point where the girls are being used much better than they are in this, where they are being bitten by a snake that will give them the kiss of death, and then they are sent to kill 10 different world leaders, including Nayland Smith himself. It was done better in Brides of Fu Manchu. I am the biggest critic of Brides of Fu Manchu just because of some of the elements that it had in it that it could have done better. Does this do it better? It sends the girls out to kill people, but that's about it. The execution is lazily done. It isn't near as interesting as the way it was in The Brides of Fu Manchu. I mean, Brides of Fu Manchu, you had one, maybe two, hypnosis scenes showing either Fu Manchu or his daughter Lin Tang hypnotizing the women or reinforcing their control over them. In here, the snake bites the girl on the neck. She stops screaming, and she's just automatically just under his control for some reason. Later on, there's another sequence where a girl is brought before them. She's defiant as soon as she's brought down on her knees, and she looks up, and then she just starts listening to Lin Tang for no real reason. They're not showing any kind of actual hypnosis scene to let you know that, okay, this person is falling under their control, or this person's, nothing. So that part of it is nowhere near as good as Brides. And then they take, like I said, the girls are sent out, and one of them is sent out to put the kiss of death on Nayland Smith. I mean, you've got Richard Greene in here to play this role, and then what do you do in his first scene? You have this girl come in, kiss him, and put him basically on his deathbed throughout the rest of the film. And this was basically just a ripoff of something we already had with Nayland Smith in Peril from Vengeance of Fu Manchu, which it was done better. Even though I hated that plot line of them using the fake Nayland Smith to replace him, the moments where, you know, Nayland Smith is trying to escape and get away, the real Nayland Smith, that is, you know, that was fine. That's fine. And then you bring back Maria Rohm in this film. And she's not even playing the same character. She's playing a completely different character, which is really awkward in this series where you have Christopher Lee playing the same character in every film. You have Tsai playing the same character in every film. You got Howard Marion-Crawford playing the same character in every film. Do you see the trend I'm getting to here? What the hell are you bringing this woman back and not letting her just reprise the role she's already established? But this is all just Franco. He is very, very inconsistent as a director. And this shows it. To make matters worse for you, the audience, listening to me do this, this is not even the worst Fu Manchu film that Jess Franco did. A positive for this is Howard Marion-Crawford's Dr. Petrie does get a lot more screen time in this, and he gets a lot more to do. And it did bring back Lotus, played by Francesca too. But she doesn't get much to do except at the beginning, you know, be there a little bit. Okay. Whatever. And Christopher Lee himself just seems completely bored here in this one. In the previous ones, his performance stood out and helped these films stay interesting. Even Vengeance. This, he just seems like, I'm bored. You know, they set him up at a location, he's sitting there, and he just looks like he could care less about what he is working on right here in this film. So, now, Tsai as Lin Tang, she's still trying to put in a pretty good performance. I can tell she hasn't given it up. But Jess Franco does not give these two characters anything that equals anything from the previous films in this series. And to make matters worse, they add a Alan Quatermain style adventurer, archaeologist character into this to try and make it seem like a big adventure. And he is just not that good of a character. He's not very well portrayed by Gotz George, and he is just completely uninteresting. I mean, you could see maybe where Spielberg might have watched this and might have said, oh, there's elements of this that I might add for Indiana Jones. But that's about all I can see from this. And the locales. I guess you could say the locales in some of these sequences when you're following that archaeologist character around. Pretty exotic, pretty cool looking. But yeah, the rest of the film, not so much so. So, my final review for The Blood of Fu Manchu. I am going to give this film a 4.6 out of 10. But what do you guys think of The Blood of Fu Manchu? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments down below. And as usual, if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. As a Dark Knight Fan Plus member, you have access to an area on the channel right now where you can request a movie, TV series, or a ranking video of your choosing, and when that video goes live, it will go up for all Plus members to view prior to it going up for all other subscribers on the schedule as normal. So if you want to help us to get more movies on this channel reviewed, become a Plus member.
Well, that's it for another Hammer Productions night. If you missed last week's Hammer Productions night, check out the link up here to get caught up on that one. Or if you missed any of the other Hammer Productions night, be sure and check out the playlist right here to get caught up on any of them that you have missed.